Okay. Oh, we'll just head over behind the fire pit here, and there's a tree ready to plonk in the ground. Being New Zealand's down under, we plant them upside down, so no, we'll go and have a look. Oh, I think we're all here, guys. I was going to do the crossword, but looks like I've got other things to do. So.
This wasn't the last one you planted, was it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was. No, well, actually, I did plant a lot of the trees around here. It was one of my landscaping jobs. But no, that's why we're planting it here, because we've got a dead tree there, and this one here is looking pretty sick to me, so I think it won't last long. So that's why we've decided to plant it here. Just a wee bit about the area, first of all, maybe. This whole valley just used to be solid bush, real big trees. It was first settled, the first people that came here were in 1871, 1875, it was the Whitemans, and they were axemen, they were loggers. They lived just down beside where Shannon is living. This actual farm through here belonged to some people called the Gorries, and this is Mr. Gorrie sitting on his tree stump. This guy here, he's long gone. This is Bill James, who died about 20 years ago at about 80, and I got the photos off him. They were on glass plates, so we just got the glass plates and converted them into these. They're not very good. Matthew's going to get some really good photos. So I'll just pass these round. You can get an idea of what this property did look like. So it gives you an idea of the size of the trees, the big stumps coming out. There was 3 sawmills just dotted along here. And what they did, they diverted the river under the saw blade to wash the sawdust away. And but there was 3 sawmills going flat out. In fact, there was more people in this valley here than there was over in Upper Hutt. Upper Hutt was developing, had farms, but over here with all the sawmills, there was actually 3 schools going. There was one up the head of the valley, one just beside the church. You might notice a little ring of daffodils. That's where a school building used to be, and there was one further down. So there's the logging camp where the loggers live. That's what the hills look like. After the land was logged, they just burnt it off, and it became very fertile. So it was good for farming for a few years until the fertility dropped away. So these were the hills just up behind here. That was the house. This one here has actually been burnt down now, but that's just looking down the valley. And there was another one which disappeared. Oh, there we are. And that's a modern Whitemans Valley resident. That's my daughter. After her. So I'll just pass these round. You can have a look at them. So after the logging, which died out, logging went from about 1890s through to about 1920. Most of it was around about 1900 to 1910. And all the timber went into Wellington and Lower Hutt for building houses. It was all Remu, Matai, really good timber. The land reverted back to scrub after when the First World War came. A lot of young guys went off to the war and never came back, so there wasn't much labour, so the land just reverted back to scrub and bush. And then from then it's still just been dairy farms. Had about 5 big dairy farms up the flat, and the hills were all sheep and beef, and now that's all been swapped over into forestry because sheep and beef weren't economical, they died away, so we got all this forestry going in. So whereas up to now, us Kiwis have been flat out chopping down trees, there's a new breed come into the valley, and now we're flat out replanting. In fact, I've spent years, I've been here a couple of years, and I've spent most of the time cutting down manuka, but now I've got beehives up there for manuka honey, and it's more lucrative to farm bees than it is sheep. So that's the way we're going. Yeah. But anyway, a tree.
How long have you been here?
Yeah, about 42 years. So yeah, That's my daughter. Oh, these are my grandkids. Just in case you're seeing them. He's the one in front, not the one on the back, so you might want to...
Pass it around.
Yeah.
She's really smart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, planting a tree, we'll just do it quickly. You all know about trees. Just dig a hole a wee bit bigger than the bag and just keep the soil in the bottom of the hole loosened up so that the roots can spread out through it. I've already soaked the tree. I've got a bit more water to put on it. It never rains here, so so it's best to wet the tree before you put it in the hole, then you can firm it up. Just split the bag off. And you'll see when the bag comes off that all the roots are a wee bit root bound, they're all bound up. So it's best if you can just loosen those up lightly so that they spread out. Try and keep all that good black soil going into the hole. And then, it's obviously a Christmas tree. So then you just put it in, keep the level of the tree where it's in the pot level with the ground. Don't get it too deep and don't have it sticking up in the air too high. So around about there. And just shovel a wee bit more soil around it. Oh, get it facing the way you'd like it, which is that way. Oh, yeah, no, he actually dug the hole for me. Yeah, they say never do a show with kids or small animals, but anyway. So then the idea is to firm it up upright with a bit more soil. Firm it up. And you're meant to, some people stake trees. I don't believe in that. It's better just to let the tree develop its own strength. And she's done, mate. Oh. And then I'll give it a wee bit of water. And you hear it say thank you. So that's a tree. So any questions on Whiteman's Valley or the area or Joseph?
Yeah, what made you move here?
What made me move here?
To the valley, yeah.
Oh, they wouldn't take me anywhere else. No, I just like the bush and the river. It's a great place to live, great place to bring up kids. My kids just lived in the river, canoeing and swimming, horse riding. It's handy to town. And, you know, people said, oh, you'll be lonely, but it doesn't work like that. All their friends came out here to stay with us. So we had caravan and kids horse trekking and, oh, it was a great place. So, yeah. So we've got a whole new lot of people in the valley now and it's good value. Yeah. Anything else?
What kind of tree is that?
Oh, yeah, very good. It's called Phyllocladus alpinus, which is a New Zealand native. It's a nicknamed a celery pine because the leaves look a wee bit like the celery leaf. But it's used for dyeing material. It's used for dyeing wool. And you can get a whole range of colours from it, from pink and purple right through to yellow and green. So it just depends what mordant you use in your dye as to what colour comes out. So that's why I picked that one to grow here. Yeah. It's a big tree, but it's very slow growing. Yeah, it's not a fast tree. It'll get about as big as that one there, but it'll be more compact. Quite a compact tree. Yeah, so it'll just fit in this little gap here quite well. Hold the riverbank and things. Yeah.
Is there anything we should do to?
Yeah, talk to it nicely. Yeah. No, there's nothing to do. No, it'll just grow. Yeah, this soil here, the stop bank. You don't really need a stop bank here. It's just that when we dug the lake, all the material that came out of the lake was just put on tip trucks and just tipped along here as a mound to plant on. It's not actually acting as a stop bank at all. It's just acting as a planting mound and somewhere to walk and And the river bank has never moved there. It's always just stayed exactly the same. I've not seen it move an inch in 43 years, so it's pretty safe. We don't need to stop there. Yeah. Aye. Yep. Sorry, what was that again?
Society of Freers and online gardening.
Yeah, it looks like it, eh? Yeah. We've got Miley Cyrus coming later. Okay, guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, good one.